Well, I am very, very excited because, not because I have the business, and yes, the business is to motivate people and let them know that with a severe injury from being a pro skateboarder, that I'm able to hold it together soon to be 50 in 2 years. But the reality is, or soon at the 2-year mark, the reality is that I'm going to give a shout out to who? Yes! What's up, Yes? How you doing? We just had a consultation and I was very inspired. I was like, okay, I was talking to this person and he's awesome, but it gave me the idea to kind of reiterate some of the most important key points, and that is to listen. Yes! Very simple. A lot of you guys are not listening. You are comparing. You are wanting to do things the easy way. So when you go online and you get these stupid keto-free keto diets, really? No, guys. Nothing is that simple. These people who put these diets together are trying to sell you freaking snake oil. How do I know that? Because I have been coaching lots of people like Yes. And he had been listening and watching the videos. He got a lot of it correct, a lot of it. But he was missing a little bit, like the protein was still a little bit high in, let's say, one meal. Like 33 grams of protein coming from steak would be too much once it starts getting over 28 grams of protein in a meal, especially depending on your activity level and muscle maturity and metabolic rate, your liver and your kidneys and your thyroid and your adrenals, all this kind of stuff, and your sleep quality. All those things matter. I don't care if you've got muscle or if you're on andro boosts or pro hormones. That doesn't count. It counts about the actual natural health where your body naturally sits at. So no, I am not a fan of HRTs. I think they're actually BS. So with that said, I'm so excited. Knowledge is infinite power. It's amazeballs. But so how do you keto adapt? How do you keto adapt? You keto adapt by listening, and that's what Yaz did. What's up, homeboy? You listen, and if you really listen, you're not. Some people listen to my videos and they don't listen. They still are wanting to push the boundaries of protein. They're trying to push the boundaries of, like, I'll coach them, and then they'll send in a progress report, and I'll still see chocolate, cheese, nuts, too much protein, snacking at night, and the list goes on and on and on, and they go to bed too late, and they're like, I know, I'm going to bed too late, but, and I'm just like, if you're really serious about doing this, pull it together. This is no joke. Yeah? This is no joke. You have to do whatever it takes to rebalance your jacked up health. Because you're not at a homeostatic level. You've got issues. Everybody's got freaking issues. They're bloated. Nobody talks about it. Nope. No one talks about it. You want to keto adapt? Listen. Stop looking for quick answers because they're not going to happen. Stop looking for fat loss as a quick answer. So we kind of spoke a little bit about fat loss with Yaz, but he was more like, I just need to get healed. I'm like, yeah, you got to get healed. You got to become healed first. He understood that very clearly, that it is a process. And after talking in a 2-hour consultation, he was like, because in the beginning he's like, I understand this is not, I don't give a crap about my body image, I just want to get healthy, and he was very adamant to really stress that. So a lot of our conversation was about becoming healthy. How do you fix the systems? It's not about when am I going to lose weight, how fast will I get into keto, because he understood you can't get into keto fast. There is no quick nothing. If you're in a hurry, go do some other diet. Jump off the keto train or whatever and do that. But if you really want to heal and be happy and get your hormones in balance and stop having PMS, men and women, yes, men, you have your little andropause dilly-dally thing going on, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, lots of you. But the reality is, and your down-regulation of serotonin, a lot of you guys have down-regulation of it, and serotonin is a precursor to melatonin, so both of these hormones, and a lot of you guys, I'm telling you, still have inverted cortisol. Even if you wake up with energy, you are still crashing. It's just your adrenal glands keep pumping out the adrenaline, then the norepinephrine, then the cortisol, and then breaking down the muscle into gluconeogenesis. But anyway, here we go. He listened, and he understood that he needed to be patient, and that's really the emphasis of this video. I'm not breaking down science today. I'm just trying to be that moral support. The last video I uploaded was about the pressures of doing the ketogenic diet because people are afraid that they're going to get a heart attack, and I'm telling people that plaquing of the arteries comes from carbohydrates, not from the fat. Does it make sense? As we were what? Hunter-gatherers. They didn't have heart disease. I had a woman yesterday, I had a consultation, she's like, yeah, but we died when we were 30. I was like, mortality rates are subjective. Women died during childbirth. Yes, non-sterile environment, harsh climates. Babies died. These are the numbers. If you got a cut, you didn't have a sterile environment or anything to sterilize, you could become septic and you have blood poisoning and die. It's not easy living out in the tundra. It's not. It's pretty gnarly, I'd say. So with that said, I had to kind of reinform her, or to give her a more educated understanding that this lifestyle is being a hunter-gatherer. And there's another guy, on my Facebook talking about, like, so what if 7 billion people on the planet all were to eat meat at the same time? Is that sustainable? And I was like, 7 billion people eating meat all at once? You mean in the same hour? Some of the questions I get, I'm just saying, like, I don't know what you guys are looking for. Because I reiterate a lot of the same things. If you want to get into a state of ketosis, the very first thing you need to do is get some damn sleep. And if you are getting sleep, learn if you are hitting REM state. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th level. Because a lot of you are not. Because you're tired when you wake up, or you have a blood sugar dysregulation in the day, or you're estrogen dominant, right? The estrogen's piling up. Your liver's junked up. These are all issues because at night you repair. And if you're not in a deep enough sleep, even though you're like, I can sleep standing up, that's a problem because you probably are not getting enough sleep. Shouldn't sleep everywhere because in the wild, you would die. A lion would come up to you and be like, I'm sleepy. And then you get eaten. Roof! Okay, guys, so the point is, use these videos as a tool, motivation, and for the information to understand that the macros are not hard to understand or hard to comprehend, on calculating them, knowing when to put them in your life, your rhythm, the day. Workouts are always best done before 3 p.m. if we really want to hit it right, even earlier. Early morning workouts are better than evening workouts, but even early morning workouts can be a little difficult for the body because your body's hibernating. The heart rate drops, blood thickens, all the functions are like, and then they've got to pump up. But in reality, your system should be able to wake up very quickly if your cortisol is in the right rhythm, connected to the circadian rhythm. Get your macros right. Stop trying to eat too much protein. Stop trying to eliminate all your carbs because you're going to get constipated. Get your cruciferous veggies in your diet. And stop doing 70% fat and 25 or 20% protein. It's not happening, guys. You still consistently are not eating enough fat. You're not. And you're using My Stupid Fitness Pal, which gives you the wrong calculations, and then you have like fear of fat phobia, and you're like, oh my god, I'm fat, I'm gonna die of a heart attack. Stop being addicted to the food porn. Food is not entertainment. My body is like this because my mind is like this. My body is like this because my mind is like this. This is natural, people. This is natural. This is all 100% natural. Everybody And I mean, as long as you are taking a breath, everybody has the ability to heal their body if you have not done whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes, and that vehicle will take you there. So the real point was, you want to know how to keto adapt? Watch the videos. I've worked with a lot of people, so I'm really developing a lot of interesting client stories. Now, this particular person, we talked about what with his sleep could be the actual defining issue to his spiked glucose in the morning. We figured it out. So now that we figured it out, there's the solution. And you also have to understand the stress that you're having in your day, so you could do what? You can alleviate it. Because when you focus, guys, listen, you're on your computers at night and in the day, and you're taking small little breaths. And that is raising your cortisol. Putting your body under stress, and we don't want that. So you want to learn more about how to keto adapt, the simpler concepts like the stuff, the in-between the line stuff. It's not always about macros, guys. Macros aren't hard, people. If you weren't fat phobic, you would jack up your fat and you wouldn't try to keep stuffing yourself with protein, because when you're not eating enough fat, you don't feel satiated. So you start eating too much protein, and that will convert into glucose when it's too much. So with that said, macros are not hard. They're really not difficult. The timing of your macros is important, but even that is not difficult to understand. It is truly about who you are and your ability to stop being obsessed with your freaking weight. We are in a world of sick people. I've traveled around the world, and I'm still traveling, and I'm going to remote places, and I'm still seeing the westernization of mankind being friggin' gutted and destroyed. Stop being obsessed with having so many frickin' menus and food porn and so many different types of foods. I get bored. If you get bored, you have an issue. Because I've stayed in a small village in Africa where they don't have much. And trust, they're very grateful for all the food that they receive. They're not bored. They're nourished. And we are not, because we got this stupid thing right here defining our false existence and how we look at things. We're looking at life through a pinhole, guys. There's a whole world out there. Open your eyes and ears and senses. Use all your senses and always ask the big questions. Question. You've been hearing that fat gives you a heart attack? Well, question if it doesn't. Question how we were able to survive when there wasn't enough plant-source foods to survive on through the seasons. Ask those big questions. Research the Inuit tribe. Research the Maasai. How did these cultures eat pure fat and have no autoimmune diseases? Why did they have all the teeth straight in their mouth? They didn't need eyeglasses like we do. Heart disease. They had no heart disease. Makes sense, right? I had an interview with Jimmy Moore, and I was like, he was like, oh, why is fat so demonized? I'm like, I don't know. My ass is made out of fat. So if my ass is made out of fat, why can't I eat fat? Right? Pork fat, isn't that the same fat that's on my ass? How could Mother Nature get it so wrong that we're made up of fat, protein, and water? Yet one of the biggest macronutrients, we shouldn't eat it because it's going to give us a heart attack because the fat's going to bounce around a plaque to our arteries? BS! It's soft and it slides through your arteries. It doesn't plaque. It's damn carbohydrates. That's what destroys your LDLs, which we need our LDLs. We keep calling it that bad cholesterol. That's another lie. It's a transportation system. It's a low-density lipoprotein. And when that lipoprotein becomes oxidized in the presence of carbohydrates, then it goes down into small particles and becomes waxy, and the cells glue together. That's why you get a heart attack. Because of the carbs. And a lot of these people are drinking soda, they got fatty liver. Because fructose is processed in the liver.